This is it.
This is Halo Combat Evolved single-player version 3.3 from the original Combat Evolved stuff, essentially the modded experience from Halo Anniversary. And this is a mod made by those people who love the franchise, unlike those who made Halo Combat Devolved, Campaign Devolved. Skip Campaign Devolved, play SPV 3.3. Let's dive into it. Now, first thing first, how to install this thing? First you need a Halo Master Chief Collection. The SPV 3.3 requires you to have that. Then you can definitely go through the process of downloading the game, checking up if your Master Chief Collection is on, and if it's working and it's legit and everything else, because this is a legal requirement, they require of course, and then you can install the whole thing without having the original Halo Combat Evolved, which is now, well, very hard to find. And you end up with the Master Chief Collection running in the background, you install everything and you start the campaign. And you notice something is different then. You have these things that you need to install in, and after you open, was it SOS, install this in, you can definitely progress onwards. So how the heck did this thing came up? Well, actually, Mother Called Masters gathered up the team that actually liked himself the Halo franchise, and he decided to remake the whole campaign inside of the old game. Way back when, before the Master Chief Collection was on, before we had any kind of modding support or anything else in between, I mean, you had the modding support, but it was very old, they decided to rebuild the whole engine. And they did it, and they bloody made it. And the result, as you can see, is pretty damn awesome. They also added, well, several new levels. First thing first, let's talk about the campaign, which is actually good compared to the, you know, slapified Unreal Engine crap that you need to pay for. In SPV 3.3, all of the levels are expanded, so your standard run through the first level that is gonna take you around maybe 15 minutes or even less if you are very good. And as you go through the SPV 3.3, you can see that the levels are way higher, and you're gonna have like 40 to 45 minutes, so double the length in most occasions. Therefore, you have an interesting stuff to do around those levels, interesting new enemies to fight, new and old enemies that were basically missing from the original game, as well as the neutral faction of the Blind Wolves. The Blind Wolves are there, the NPCs. Unfortunately, they're gonna be later down the line consumed by Flood. And as they're gonna get consumed, they will be having to represent for you a new enemy. Of course, the Flood, the Jackals are all there as well, when the Flood gets them, of course. And the, of course, standard things that you know and love from before. The Masters did basically redone all of those things. I mean, his team redone all those things. They added new enemies, they added new Sentinels, they added new Covenant elites to fight against you, they added new brutes to fight against you, they added new weapons in, they added, well, essentially some unique weapons to use, like a Void Tier, a plasma pistol that, once it's overcharged, it's like a gravity grenade if he hits the enemy. And gravity grenades in this game are basically a godsend against hunters, which are pretty damn tough and a bit more harder to kill compared to the previous game, the hunters, because this time hunters around have heavy machine gun, plasma machine guns that are essentially a mini walking turrets, and now, well, good luck killing them. Of course, under those things, they also added firefight mode in the game. They also added the skulls inside of the game, so you can now have the good old challenges, extra challenges if you want to, and do all of the goofy stuff that you want to. And also, by the way, you have the difficulty settings, which are basically increased. The normal settings are pretty damn harder than regular normal settings in the old Halo, so they are closer to hard settings, legendary settings. than the regular normal settings, but this time around I like them because this time around in normal I can kill the enemy and I can get killed back as well. Of course, if you want to go higher, if you want to be very much challenging to yourself, you can go and do that. Now, progressing onwards, you can see down the campaign line that you have Lemuria campaign. Lemuria was a fan-made campaign as well. It's integrated into Halo SPV 3.3, and it's covering how the AI can go rampant and how they can be manipulated by Flood, which came in a form way back in the Covenant, the Forerunner Flood War era. And it's following a lot of interesting things. It's not canon, it's just mentioned there, but compared to the new campaign that has been added, new missions that have been added inside of the, the campaign evolved, quote unquote, the Lemuria is definitely way better done, processed, and optimized inside of the game than the 3 levels that you have for $70. And they're a piece of shit. Anyway, let's continue onwards. Not just that, but if you go for the silent cartographer level, you're gonna have basically 2 runs. You have the regular silent cartographer, which is a bit more, expanded. They haven't touched it too much, the regular vanilla version, because they redone the whole damn level. And you can now choose vanilla stuff, and you can choose the fully redone map. And the fully redone map is massively expanded, and it's bloody beautiful. And it has a lot of interesting things that you can do. It adds subterranean levels, not subterranean, basically the elevator that goes below the sea, and it's reminiscent of the old Halo 2 stuff. And it's awesome. Basically, it adds a new area for you to fight in. The new cartographer, the cartographer evolved, is definitely there, providing a lot of interesting firefights as an arena as well, whether you are going against the enemies that are regular covenants or later down the line against the Flood. Talking about the Flood, you have 2 extra campaigns. Basically, not just that, you have also not just missions. You now have extra missions, not campaigns. Wish you had campaigns, but anyway, you have missions regarding not just Chief, you have missions regarding Telvedem, the Arbiter, the guy that is the chief main enemy in Combat Evolved, the guy that is coordinating the Covenant. He's going down there personally to see what's happening with the Sacred Ring. And you have 2 options. If you go for the regular type of mission, where you have the talent cartographer, regular stuff, you're gonna encounter that the brute chieftain is going, to sacrifice himself in order to stop and to cleanse the whole level, but unfortunately he dies, and you're gonna get him sooner or later as one of the enemies, as Flood infected form, and you have to kill him. The other way around is if you go for the cartographer evolved, you're gonna face this guy, and he's gonna be full-on rebellion against you, calling you incompetent and everything else under the sun. You need to kill this guy in a fair fight, of course. But the trick is, I do recommend you to have a sword, and then use a sword against him to lower his shield, and then do stuff like placing grenades on him and having a weapon near you, basically. That's the bare essentials. And yes, you have a sword. So you have an energy blade. In the last mission with the Master Chief, basically you have also that sword, energy sword. It's gonna be there like a power-up, because you have a power-ups over here. For example, the Master Chief has the health regeneration, you can use the fast-moving stuff, you can use interesting things that you can use definitely. I'm not gonna go into details, but the trick is very simple. You have them on the limited amount of energy. You cannot dash and run indefinitely. You have it pretty damn narrowed down, and you need to use them wisely. Of course, the enemy that is now Telvedem, unless you control them, can have none of those things. He has the energy blade. And you can get the energy blade, but it's draining pretty rapidly, and it's only unfortunately used in the mall once against an enemy that is guarding with a sword as well on the bridge, because his shields are damn powerful. The only way to reliably kill him is by using the sword, the energy sword. And after that you dump it for the health regeneration, and or maybe even not just health regeneration but fast movement, sprint, and you go throughout the mall basically on the last mission. And of course, let me just tell you that the Delvadam mission is bloody awesome. You, spoiler ahead, you find out that the chief is blowing up the ship and you need to get the hell out of Dodge before the whole ring collapses. And then you can get away and you see how you transfer it to Halo 2 basically, and the stories are connected, but you don't have the cinematics, but you can definitely realize what's happening over there. And when Delvadam in the Halo 2 tells that when he realized the demon's intent, he was too late, you now know where Delvadam was and what he was doing and how his story was explained. Another part of the story explained is another mission that is also in this game. Now, as you know, he's got captured and infected by Flood and turned into proto-grey mind. And as you do this thing and you go for the mall, you have a slight detour. This thing actually, I'm not sure should be chief in it, but this explains how Sergeant Johnson managed to get off the ring by acquiring transportation for himself as well. Now you are not getting Sergeant Johnson, you're getting some of the Marines. The lore is definitely they took him and found him somewhere, and this is how he survived, while you acquire the longsword and get the heck out of Dodge while blasting everything behind you. And this mission actually is very interesting as well. It's done by fans, it's not in there, it's basically a redone second mission on the ring. And the new areas are there, the new flyers are there, the tanks like Scorpions are replaced with the double barrel Grizzlies, and they are less accurate but they pack a punch. Of course the helicopter stuff is there, and it's well, it packs a punch as well, way better than in Halo Infinite, which is very good. Not the Halo Infinite, but the helicopter himself. And it also has a night vision, so you can definitely blast your way through and use it to clear up and mop up everything that is countering you. And of course we get to the gritty-nitty, when I'm gonna tell you what I like, what is middle of the road for me, and what is good or bad, you know, anything else, and conclude. Let's go to that thing. Now, first the good things. Today we are having to witness the situation that is Ramageddon, that is fucking up all the prices, and this game actually scales down pretty good. It's based on the old engine, doesn't require you much to do, and basically if you have a decent PC from even 2015 paired up with at least 4 gigabytes of GPU, you can definitely go with a 1080 or higher. And if you have the older graphic cards with 2 gigabytes of RAM, you can go with 750 and, you know, lower everything to low. And this game will scale down definitely. You can even run it from a hard drive that has 7200 RPM, because the slower things like laptop drives from the olden era and the old system hard drives that are on 5900, 5600 RPM, they are definitely going to slow down everything and expect some hiccups over there. I run this thing from the SATA SSD and I managed to have a very good time with it. Basically, the system requirements are scalable, they are pretty good, but expect some of the, you know, glitches here and there, but nothing drastic, I think. Now, the enemy variety and the expanded levels, not to mention the fully reworked levels, this thing rocks. This thing is awesome. This thing is absolutely kicking the living shit out of any remake I've seen lately regarding Halo Combat Evolved, including mods and including the Halo Combat Evolved, because the campaign Evolved, you know, I mean, the new one that is costing 70 euros. And also, this thing is free if you have Master Chief Collection, so you don't need to buy the anything else in the Master Chief Collection. Just get the Master Chief Collection. You have plenty of mods. This is one of the mods that is there and in the wild, and it's but it was released in 2021. And basically for last, I think, 5 years, I played it a couple of times, and I played it now to do a review, and I'm bloody amazed. Also, the Moria campaign is there. It's nice to have extra stuff to play with. Even though it's not canon, I still liked it. And I think also that the team behind the whole project gave not 100% behind them, they gave 200,000% behind them, because it's reflecting in the quality of the game itself. It's the GOAT. It's how should you should play games like this. And if you are a game developer and you wonder how the fuck on earth I should be proceeding with my game, just look at a project like this, and even hire people to do work for you. Pay them, and they will have their love paid off in a very good way. And the community will notice that and give you money, and they will go again and revive a dead franchise, because unfortunately Halo is dying. Nobody gives a fuck about it other than its fans, which are getting fewer and fewer as they pass by, because they move on, as people do. And the levels, as I said before, the extra stuff, the design over here of the weapons and everything else, it's very good. It had some hiccups. I'm gonna go and talk about them, but there are not many, to be honest with you. Now, the mixed stuff is complication of the installation sometimes, and basically the, how should I call them, stability issues. On some systems, sometimes this thing actually crashes. If I had a decent kind of run right now and I want to do it again, you know, and I want to patch it even, it's gonna get me with some kind of problems. It's not one-click patch, and essentially you need to know what you're downloading, where you're installing, what you're doing. Those are the mixed things. Another mixed thing as well is, well, what can I say? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Another mixed thing is definitely the amount of flood. Some people say that it's very good, and some other people say, like myself, that it's way too much sometimes. And to be honest, it's toned down compared to the single player version 3.2, because the 0.2 version before was very, very bad regarding flood level and numbers. So they actually listened to the community and toned it down for a bit. Now, let me now segue into the bad things, because there are not many, as I said before, but there are a few. Now, the bad things is, well, nothing much than just, unfortunately, this game is suffering, like some of the games before suffer, from the bit more difficulty spikes. Difficulty spikes that are inside of the game. Basically, you can encounter them even in the normal difficulty or even harder difficulties. God forbid you play those things. On hard difficulties, they are definitely going with some kind of a very heavy-handed approach with the enemy that is effectively easier to kill with plasma rifle, because you can take your plasma weapons that takes down the enemy shields, then you proceed onwards and take its HP down. Just, well, I know that you are trying to go for quote-unquote lore stuff, but you know, even in lore, people, I mean, Spartans get kills with the regular machine guns, even on elites. The only trick is, well, 1/3 of a magazine needs to be fully unloaded inside the headshot. The trick is like that. Basically, the artificial difficulty that is in is sometimes making shit pretty damn hard, as well as random crashes, as well as AI that sometimes doesn't know what to do, and that, well, gets teleported all over the place. Sometimes the AI totally surprises you, sometimes the AI totally dumps it down and basically becomes very stupid. Not to mention the crashes, where I had a couple of crashes on the Project Moria, where I started to go against enemy chieftain that is on the first level, and I had a couple of crashes before I got even to him, and only to have the game basically gone crash to the window. Unfortunately, this is how it is, because people don't have any much time, unfortunately, to do the work on the patching as well. So therefore, those are the bad things that I can say about the game. And as I said before, there are very little. Few. Now, to conclude, should you buy this? Should you buy this game? Basically, you buy the Master Chief Collection. You go and download this thing, especially if the Master Chief Collection is on discount on Steam, and you set your life easier by making a new folder, and you enjoy this thing. Provided that you done everything right and set up everything right, and you don't have much of the crashing issues. And that's how you enjoy this game. You'd skip totally the $70 euro slop that is the campaign involved, and basically you punish sloppy development by playing something that is more quality focused. And as I said before, if you have Master Chief Collection, this mod is for free, and it's made by Masters and his team, and I totally recommend it. Even on a small YouTube channel, this is my opinion, I totally recommend it. With all the small flaws that I managed to find this game, this is the Halo Combat Evolved experience for me. I cannot play vanilla anymore normally. I'm trying to play it, but I feel like I'm heavily stripped down in Halo Combat Evolved vanilla after this. So yeah, basically I wish all of the games got this kind of treatment. Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo ODST, as well as especially Halo 4. I think of all the games, Halo 4 should be totally remade by these guys. Level, weapons, stats, final encounter, everything. Okay, I'll give the limitations of the engine as well. But the only thing that I managed to find that was very close to what SPV 3 done was the stuff that that guy, Mythic Jacqui, managed to do before, that I managed to do a review last year. So basically I totally recommend this thing. So let me just go for the outro, please. I was thinking to go this week with Warhammer Total War 3, so I postponed it for 2 weeks, of course, or a week, so like 10 days between these videos. Why I did this? Because not just for the popularity of Halo finally that I've seen popularity, unfortunately it was infamous with the new release, but to tell people that skip. If you haven't skipped already, don't bother about getting the combat evolved, the campaign evolved stuff with these new things that came out from Halo Studios, because the modders actually managed to do a pretty damn good job, and they are way better than the current employees and their vision of the games ahead. And this is pretty much a damn shame, in my opinion, because this only kills the franchise slowly, but it kills you definitely. So next week, maybe Warhammer. Yeah, Warhammer definitely next week, or maybe in 10 days or 2 weeks. We shall see how life goes on. And in the meantime, then I'm also doing GTA 5, and then after that I think I'll be doing at the moment on the half campaign, XCOM 2 Long War with 676 mods in it. And I'm at the moment around half of the campaign. I just killed a couple of the Chosens and everything else in between. And as well as playing the stuff in GTA 5 and doing the editing for the Warhammer Total War 3. And yeah, that's how it's gonna go. So, thank you for watching. Sorry if I was too long with this video. Way shorter than the War Thunder, of course, and stay safe. See you next time. Bye bye.